Give it up, give it up, give it up! All right, to stay. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. The next president of the United States, Deval Patrick, ladies and gentlemen.
What a sight. Some beautiful things never change. Wow. I can't tell you how you feed me. How grateful I am that you have all come out. How overwhelmed I am by all the exaggeration I just heard. I want to thank Tito and Marilyn and John for their incredible friendship and support. I want to thank Bishop Borders for being such an extraordinary source for my spirit. When nobody's looking, when there is no microphone, and there's no congregation. Sometimes just by a text or a message left reminding me that his eye is on this sparrow too. I am grateful. And I am grateful for the extraordinary Deval Patrick. Some of you know, I think probably since we're all friends here, that Diane was a reluctant first lady. There was I see y'all nodding, yeah. There was a really tough time at the very beginning of that first rocky term when she was overwhelmed by all of it, by the meanness and the nastiness, some of it brought on by my own clumsy start, and some of it just because that's what we do. That's what politics is often become. And I remember sitting with Diane and saying, you know what, I think I'm right. You're proud I won, but you were hoping I would lose. And she said, how did you know? So you can imagine how profound it's been for me to have the person encouraging me hardest to step on out. Is this same Deval Patrick. And it was especially powerful to have her say, let's do it this time as partners. There's only one hazard. Because when we're in the same place, people often say, why that guy? Why not her? I think some of you know why we didn't get going in 2018 at the end of the year. For those of you who don't, we did have a plan. We had thought it through. And all apart from the stuff most folks do, especially Democrats, they're focusing on the how. I want to get the why right. And after spending some time in the midterms, I had sorted out my why, and we were ready to go. And about 2-3 weeks before the launch, Diane was diagnosed with cancer. And it's exactly the sort of thing that just brings your feet back to ground. So we stepped back. That felt like the right thing to do. I still think it's the right thing to have done. We celebrated 35 years of marriage last May. God is good. And in that same spirit, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank you for coming out. I want to thank you for your encouragement. I want to thank you for being friends even when we weren't in touch. I know some of you rolling your eyes and all that. You've come out on short notice. Almost everything we do is on short notice these days. I've been in 15 events, I count them, in 3 states in the last 2.5 days. I think it's Wednesday. When I was calling around to some of you to ask you to come, I said, please do come on Tuesday night. And it was after the second or third call that Sean said, no, it's Wednesday night. Well, I hope those of you who got the message understood and are in fact here. But you know, I want to acknowledge and apologize to some of the folks here who are here despite feeling like we haven't been in touch. I want to acknowledge that. And I realize that to some extent we may have misunderstood each other. Because the politics that I have been about and am still about was never about me, it was about you. It was about reknitting our sense of community, not building a political machine. It was about turning over to you a confidence that we could shape our own future, that we could make a better tomorrow. And then along came Donald Trump. And even then, I thought the gravity of the office might impress itself on him. And then along came Charlottesville. And I thought, my. You know, we have a president who is unfit and unkind. You know, what kind of great nation separates and cages children to discourage their parents from seeking refuge from violence? What kind of great nation cuts SNAP benefits when everybody's hungry? What kind of great nation cuts school support or tries to take health care away from people or make it more expensive for folks? And all of us at one level or another are just exhausted by the cruelty. Day after day, we ask ourselves, can it get worse? And then it does. I have to tell you once again, like, 14 years ago, pundits are doing what they do. God bless them, I know they have a job. But if I hear one more time that we can't have the future we deserve because we decided to look away and focus instead on empty stats. How many of you have heard what a powerful and strong economy this is? Right? And that's why, apparently, Democrats can't win. But I've been watching and looking and listening. And I want to tell you, I don't think that cheery or rosy economic indicators tell the whole story. Unemployment is low as long as you count both or all 3 of the minimum wage jobs people have to survive. Inflation is low as long as you set to one side the cost of housing, the cost of education, the cost of health care, the very things that enable people to lift themselves and get onto a path of economic stability. You know, it used to be just us, folks from my own neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, who felt unseen and unheard in that kind of political conversation. Just us who weren't counted somehow by the statistics, by the rosy picture, by the sense that we were about to move forward. Just us, but not anymore. Right now, the same things we felt on the south side of Chicago, folks in small towns and rural communities are feeling, places where their kids have to move away to make a way. Right now, folks in suburbs who who are making ends meet using credit cards and food pantries are feeling exactly the way we felt, unseen and unheard. Young people trapped by either student debt or a criminal record, feeling unseen and unheard. It's been true for too long that the poor have been stuck in poverty. Today, the middle class are a paycheck or two away from being poor and deeply anxious about it. And in the midst of all that, we have leadership that just shames us for not agreeing with him. And that itself is shameless. Who responds to suffering and to disagreement with an insulting tweet and some kind of smackdown, casual and impulsive lying, or just lawlessness, flaunting subpoenas and, ignoring laws against foreign interference in our elections, and then bragging about it. The president is a bully. You all know that. You all know that. But here's something else. You may not know that we are reacting like people who are bullied. Take a minute. We are behaving like the bullies. I was bullied when I was in 7th grade. I'll never forget it. Because when you've been bullied, you never forget it. I remember what it was like. I meet people now, I tell them I'm taller on TV. But I was never very tall. I was never very big. I was kind of a chubby, modest guy. And you had to go from 6th grade to the 7th grade, the upper grade center we called it then, which was at USAVA High School. And whereas the 6th grade was just a half a block away, across the big street, but there were always crossing guards. By the way, I was one of them, with the band across the orange thing. We were proud of that. But to go to upper grade center, to 7th grade, you had to go 3-4 blocks down Wabash Avenue, and across another big street to where the big kids were. And I used to have my lunch money, all of whatever it was, 50 cents, something like that, regularly taken away. Every single day. And it was embarrassing, it was demeaning, and I know what it felt to go swing between rage and resignation. That I was either going to get even or I was going to give up. Like that. And to me, it feels like we are responding to our leadership the way people often do who have been bullied. A sense of just being so mad that we're going to get even. We're going to do to them what they've been doing to us, or we're just going to give up and say, it can't be changed. Because after all, there are those cheery economic indicators, and all that money, and all that fake news and lying, all these things that just make us feel like we really can't help. I have to say that, for me, I had to learn I was never going to be so big that I could slap down the big kids. And I was never going to be so defeated that I would accept resignation. I didn't, beat the bullies. I outgrew them. And by that I mean I looked out and beyond what that was and who they were, and decided I needed to imagine a different place and then reach for that. Some of this will sound familiar to you, because I've been told over and over and over again, you can't. You're not supposed to. On the south side of Chicago, I was told, Nobody around here goes to college, certainly not to Harvard. I did it anyway. People said, well, okay. Maybe, okay. What's next? I said, well, I might like to go to law school, maybe even be a civil rights attorney. And people said, well, that's fine, but nobody gets a job at the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Nobody does that. I did it anyway. In fact, I remember I said I wanted to be a lawyer. It took me 3 times to pass the California bar. And I think somewhere around the 2nd time, people said, well, maybe you can't do that. And I said, I'm going to do it anyway. And I did, and I've argued in the United States Supreme Court. I've been hearing you can't for a long time. You can't buy a house. You can't marry up. You can't strike that impossible balance between being an engaged professional and a parent who actually leaves their children feeling like you see them and care about them. We didn't get it all right, but we did it anyway. I was told at one point I really wanted to try to be an executive in a big business, maybe general counsel. And I remember the meeting with the search firm, telling me, you know what, great record, but it's not going to happen. I did it anyway, 2 times. How many of you were around when we started our campaign for governor? And a whole lot of y'all said it can't happen. But we did it anyway. I've been listening to people in the business community for the longest time say we had to trade somehow return for responsible behavior. And so I set up a firm and invested in companies to demonstrate that was a false choice. We did it anyway. So it's really hard for me to have to listen one more time to people tell somebody who has done it anyway that I'm going to do it again. But I've never believed, because it's never been true, that I did it myself. With others. And that kind of brings me back to the bullying. Because some of what we need right now is for everybody to get over being bullied. Because let me tell you what's at stake. Every campaign engages on the question of the character of the candidate. This time, it's about the character of the country. Right now. We're going to have to decide, all of us, not just me. I'm in it because I have decided, but you've got to decide whether you're going to be in it. Because we're going to have to decide what the character of this country ought to be. I am unwilling to accept an America that is about hate and division, about demeaning the vulnerable and the left out and the left back. I'm unwilling. And more to the point, I am unwilling to go on with an America refusing to see the unseen and hear the unheard. I've been there. So have you. What are we going to do about it? I think America at her generous best is an America that promises and delivers. That isn't just about our very enduring and compelling values of equality, opportunity, and fair play, but actually delivers against those values. I think an America at her generous best provides a good school for every child in every community with a loving and supported teacher in front of that classroom. I think an America at her generous best makes sure there is housing you can afford and want to live in every community for people who work for a living. I think an America at her generous best provides health care you can count on, and that you can count on because you can afford it. I think an America at her generous best grows an economy out to everybody, not just up to the well-connected, so there's a place for you when you're ready. I think an America at her generous best commits to a future you can build. You can build. And I am tired of being told we can't have that. And the moment is so bright because it turns out that a whole lot of what we have been experiencing in our neighborhoods, as I said earlier, is being experienced by other people everywhere. And so we can use this occasion the way some leaders do and the way our current leader does, as an opportunity to drive us apart for political gain. Or we can use this opportunity, this moment, as an opportunity to unite us and create the kind of country we have imagined. That's the moment we can seize. And by the way, both of those approaches are historically speaking American. Only one of them is patriotic. Only one. We have a lot of really great candidates in this race. A bunch of them are friends of mine. But we have to do more than just imagine what good policy might be. Because when it comes to health care, or climate change, or criminal sentencing, or job creation, everybody has plans, we have results. And that don't happen. And we got those results in part by rejecting false choices. I am a proud Democrat. Some of you know Democrats get on my last nerve, but I am still a proud Democrat. But I don't think you have to hate Republicans to be a good Democrat. I don't think you have to hate business to be a social justice warrior. I don't think you have to wreck the economy to create a clean, green future. I don't think you have to hate police to believe Black Lives Matter. We get sold these false choices all the time. And the reason we have results is because we push through that. We don't accept that. We're not limited by somebody else's binary choice. Because in real life, we have the power to build our own future. Bully people don't always remember that. We're going to have to remember that again. I'm going to talk about just a couple more false choices I hear about a lot out on the trail. One, apparently, is that you have to be early or high polling to be viable. Some of y'all think that's true. Well, look at the early candidates. God bless them. Months and months and millions of dollars, and nobody's locked it down. 50-60% of the people in the early states are undecided. And a third of the ones who say they are decided say they changed their minds. That doesn't sound like being early is such a great advantage. You know, I keep hearing that polling is going to make the difference. And everybody's so worried about polling. Okay, I'd like to have a nice poll. We had a great one in 2016, and it lied to us. We had a terrible one in 2006, and it lied to us. I have met hundreds of thousands of people in my political career, and not one have I ever met actually ever participated in a poll. And yet somehow, we keep waiting for polls to give us permission to shape our own future. We have to decide. You and I have to decide. And we're going to have to make a decision, just like we did in 2006 and in 2010, that it is not about the candidate. It's about us. All of us. And what it is we are willing to do. Because I got to tell you, polls don't win. They certainly didn't win it in 2016. We had to outgrow conventional wisdom. Just as we had to outgrow old politics. So you decide. See, I think this matters because policy matters when it actually touches people. Not as a bragging point, not as a political win. It matters when it actually touches people. And it touches people most profoundly when it touches the unseen and the unheard, in my opinion. Some of you here, you remember when we were over at Freedom House signing the Corey bill? You remember? It was an amazing day. We had a whole criminal justice agenda. And Corey reform wasn't on it. And it wasn't on it because we haven't, in our policy abstraction, thought about it. But when we were out and talking to people and listening to people, we kept hearing, look, it's one thing. It's one thing to get sentencing right, but it's a whole other thing to make sure that when you come out, you have a chance. That there's a way. And one of the things that is going to matter is reforming our Corey laws. And so we put that bill forward. And we had a fuss with the Democratic legislature, who, of course, like all Democrats, are the first ones to believe the Republican talking points. I'm not picking on our legislature. For goodness sake, media, stop asking me about my relationships with the legislature. You're gonna fuss if you want to get stuff done. But it was folks saying, you know, this is gonna make us seem soft on crime. We can't do that. Well, either we are a party of justice or we're not. Either we are about doing the job or having the job. And with the help of a lot of you here, we got that bill signed. And I'm proud of it. And I remember going out to Freedom House. A hot day, an unair-conditioned room. Frankly, on the hottest day in the history of time. And everybody was cheek by jowl. Excited, notwithstanding the heat. And I signed that bill, and I was trying to get back out, and somebody handed me a cell phone. He said, Governor, talk to my friend. And I took that cell phone, and the person at the other end of the cell phone said, Governor, thank you for signing this bill. And I said, and he said, I'm sure it'll make a difference in my life. And I said to this person, look, I thank you for that, make the most of it. And he said, I will. And I handed the phone. 4 years later, we were in Springfield. Yes. We were in Springfield on the way to break ground on the facility to build the new red and orange line cars. Hundreds of new jobs, big deal. And we got out there early, and we stopped at a restaurant in the city of town, in the center of town, relatively new at the time, kind of, you know, medium fancy, the hamburger. But down by the Hall of Fame. And we were a little bit ahead of lunch. We went in and ordered takeout. We're standing by the front waiting for it. And this guy in chef's top walks out. And he does a double take. And which, you know, as I said, I get that a lot because I'm taller on TV. And he said, Governor, he said, are you Governor Patrick? I said, yes, I am. He said, you remember signing that Corey legislation? I said, yes, I do. He said, do you remember talking to a guy on the cell phone that day? I said, come to think of it, I do. He said, I was that guy. He said, I was sitting in jail when you took that call. He said, I came out, I got this job on account of that bill. He said, I'm the executive chef at this restaurant today. That is a story I wouldn't tell if there hadn't been witnesses. But there have been so many stories like this. So many times when I have been affirmed that the point of what we were doing was about touching people. The things we can do, big and small. Big and small. The laws we can change, the example we can set that enables people to believe in themselves again, to believe in their community again, and maybe even believe in this nation again. We don't have to have what we have. But But we don't have to accept that the only way to have something different is to offer a democratic version of what's on offer right now. Or simply to say, let's go back to do what we used to do. Because what we used to do is yesterday. We need right now. Right now. And that cannot be limited. It cannot be limited to just talking to the folks we always talk to, or the folks who already agree with us. It depends on each of us deciding that the character of this country ought to be and will be about prosperity and justice for everyone, everywhere. We got to decide that. So here's what I'm asking you to do. If you think I don't have enough name recognition, tell somebody. Talk to your friends, your neighbors, your co-workers, your colleagues. Talk to someone who doesn't already agree with us. Talk about what you did. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about what you did to get me elected. I'm talking about what you did to make Massachusetts better. If you don't think we have enough money, contribute. And get everybody else you know to do so. If you don't think we have enough staff, then volunteer. Come in and make calls. We're going to be flooding New Hampshire with calls over the next few weeks and canvassing. We're going to be doing the same with South Carolina up to and after the New Hampshire primary. My point is, make this yours. Because frankly, it's not worth it to me unless it's yours. I get to be called governor for the rest of my life. I had a good job. I talked to all these candidates quite candidly about what I thought they were doing well and what they could do better and how I could help. It was fun. And by the way, we have a grandson. And if you haven't a grandchild, let me tell you. It'll make you wonder why you didn't skip the kids.
Right. I know that's right. Yeah.
And he loves his donuts and his coffee. And we love him. And it would be great not to miss him as much as I do. Not to have to think about him when I am sometimes confronted with the next, you know what, out on the trip. But I will tell you this. When I meet people out on the trip who ask me questions like, why are you late? I ask them, have you made up your mind? And when they say no, I say, look, I'm not late to you. And if that is what you want, if you want an America where prosperity and justice for everyone, everywhere is the intentional, not accidental agenda, if you want us to be stronger abroad because we have more fealty to our values at home, if you want us to turn to each other instead of on each other, I am your guy.